All right, guys, we're back in the shop. We got the Mustang still up on the hoist. Got the downpipe all welded up. I filmed a bunch of footage of me just whipping it around on the table. We're shooting solo right now with the iPhone just because Matt's not going to be here all the time, and we're just going to see how good it goes with this. Camera's pretty decent on it. Audio's pretty decent on it. It's the best I'm going to do with what we got right now. So, in general, got the downpipe. I modified it compared to what Matt filmed before, and I'll kind of go over that. Came back in the next morning, looking at it. It's like, no, I don't like that. And that's the biggest thing of becoming a better fabricator, is being your own worst enemy and kind of always constantly judging stuff. It sucks to pull it all apart and redo it all and waste 2-3 hours of however long we spent on it before. But that's just fabricating stuff. And if you're not trying to do better every time, you're gonna not progress as much as one would hope. But I can rabble for hours. In general, remade the downpipe, welded it all up, filmed a bunch of footage of that, got it back in the Mustang now. Now we're going to be playing with the Wastegate dump tube. I already took 100, these are pre-made mandrel bends, kind of come like that. They call them like a J bend. I'll take a photo of a full one. They come in a full section with another 90 on the end. I already cut this up into pieces. I like buying these because you buy one bend and get some goodies to play with. Wastegate's already tightened up to the manifold. That's the one I modified before. She's a heifer, so I had to order in some 2-inch tube. Normally Wastegates are like 1.5 1.75 little baby tubes. So we got some bigger tubes for it. So I'll take you over into the Mustang, show you kind of the area that we're playing with, and I'll try and set this up and kind of go over how I'm playing with the tubes in there and seeing what's gonna work best for that. So grab the camera, flip her around, and we'll go over to the Mustang, baby. Flipper. All right, underneath the old 1J Fox body. I'm still gonna have to cut this off. Since we're changing the downpipe, I might as well run over this now. I'm gonna pull off this muffler that I tossed in last year, disconnect the V-band that I have there. I'm gonna end up cutting it on the neck right here. And we don't need this anymore, because before this used to go over into the corner, and we're just gonna make it a lot cleaner, straighter shoot, because the muffler is already kind of on the angle. So we're gonna and just go pretty much straight into that and tuck it all up. So it'll be a lot cleaner. Up here, we got the downpipe all fitted on there, keeping it nice and tight. And that's where the wastegate is. So we got that in there. I'm gonna set the camera up, stand it still somewhere, bring something up over, and just film myself throwing the tubes in there, see what I like best. Probably trim that 45 a little bit, and then we're rocking. But yeah, that's the downpipe all tucked up in there. I'll film some stuff up top of it and show you kind of what I changed compared to what it was before. Got her all welded up now, looking clean. And yeah, that's where we're going. So let's get to it. All right, so we got that set up underneath the Mustang here. Got the little tubes that I've already prepared. I've already been playing with it a little bit. I had to set up the camera, set these up a little bit. So I already got some Sharpie marks on there. 90 is gonna work perfect. I would like to get a shorter CLR. That's the center line radius. So that's how tight this 90-degree bend would be. Ideally, it would be nicer to get a tighter one, but I just ordered the one bend and one part number because I knew it would give me that little 45, because I just mentally looked at it. I'm gonna like need a 90, little 45 down. The J-bends, they only sell in the one CLR. That's pretty much kind of what I was getting at. You can get the 90s, 180s. 180s you can buy in a really tight CLR, which is great for wastegate dump tubes. But they got lots of different part numbers for lots of different applications. But in general, we got lots of clearance around the pan. We want to leave some room around this slave line we got here. And we got tons of room because the downpipe's going to come up here. So this is kind of our little pocket. And this is looking pretty slick, honestly. I would just like to get it a little further back from this bolt here. So that's why I've marked this. Just gonna close this, cut that 45 a little bit, close it back here. Then I'll put my cool little sharp radius that I'm thinking is gonna look pretty dope on here. But in general, I know I can tack the 90 onto that V-band. I'm content with that. Make sure the insides are all nice and clean. I already did this side. This one I still gotta cut. So I'm gonna grind out the insides, do all that fun stuff. But yeah, keep on rocking. Another day playing with tubes. Again, just doing it by myself today. Matt's not here. It's just some Sunday tubage, which is no problem at all. I gotta become self-sufficient, you know, be able to film my own stuff there. But yeah, I've already filmed a bunch of cutting shit, so I probably won't film cutting up that 45. I'll just leave the camera in place here so I can just come right back here and show you the new pieces once I got them all whipped up there. I know, the circular motion, but that's how it gives a nice, even finish. A little harder on the slash cut there, but look at that thing, man. So blotchy from that disc. Let me just do the so I'm gonna tack this to this V-band flange now. Got it in there, looking nice. Tack that to that, put it back up in. Mark our little angle down that we want that. That's a nice dumptube, baby. Give me something like that. Oh my God. That's why prep is everything. You gotta get all your joints nice and clean. Fitment, baby. As my boy Austin would say. Fitment. Yeah. Looking good. I'm happy with that. That's gonna be able to yield the result that I'm looking for. Got these all cleaned up, so when we hit them with that Go Keys Garage purge plug, they're gonna be nice. I always purge wastegate dump tubes, manifolds. I did purge that downpipe, but you know, sometimes you're feeling it, sometimes you're not. It's okay. Certain things don't always need it, like downpipe and exhaust. I don't feel it's mandatory in 304 stainless steel. The heat isn't as concentrated in those areas. Wastegate dump tubes though and manifolds, those are the pieces that are heating and cooling. So that's where I feel it. There's no excuse. It's got to be done there. You can make some excuses on some downpipes. I'm not gonna judge you. People are gonna judge me, but I don't really give. I'm not gonna swear. I don't really care. Cool. Well, let's move on to the next one. Packing thick stuff to thin stuff. You always want to throw your heat into that thicker spot first. I don't even use fillet rod for tacking that. You just want to make sure you pick two nice sides. They're easy to get. Oh my God, let's focus there, baby. There we go. Two nice sides you can get a tack on. These are easy to break if I needed to. I know I'm not gonna need to. These are gonna be fine because this is a 90 right off, so I can throw two more on it if I want, but I'll probably just wait till I perch weld it. It's not gonna need it. This will just toss all back up in there, reset up that camera, and then we'll be ready to weld out this dump tube. And then we can make the rest of the downpipe. Just keep on moving forward. Bam, so we got those prepped up. I got a little overzealous on the first little angle I cut, so I made it a little smaller just to match the angle of the floor. Just jamming too hard to some undergrowth. You'll get that, man. So that's looking nice and clean now. Just a little dumper, keep it above the subframe. We don't want anything hanging down. Tons of room around everything still. I think that looks sweet. So what I do, just grab a little good old Sharpie. Get out of there, man. Make some marks on it and then bring it down, tack it, and then have some fun. Two little marks on that. Try not to wipe your Sharpie marks off while you're doing that. Oh, my clamp's stuck. There we go. Oh, we got those bad boys. Whew, there we go. See those? Line them up. Put them on the bench. Focus. There you go. Bring those on the bench, and then we got a nice little dump tube. Lined up where we want it. clean it all up again before we weld it. We're gonna set up all the purge and stuff, get everything locked and loaded. Making sure the camera can see what we're doing here. I'm gonna try and set up like a lens for welding. I think that'd be cool. Small little batch. We don't want to throw a lot of heat into it. Just want it to hold together. And this is where your prep work and fitment is necessary so that you can do this. You just put small tacks on it. And you can see I shake. I'm a big shaker. My handwriting is horrible. So now we got those together, which is sweet. We know that's good. We are gonna get our purge setup kind of set up so that we can do everything we want to do, change out the fittings to the pipe size. I have my little throw around replica tile wastegate. This is what I just use to throw around so stuff doesn't really get messed up with. Obviously this flange and wastegate is way bigger, but we're going to be able to get the clamp on there. We just want some sort of heat sink just to take the heat away from this when we're welding it. So shouldn't be an issue. Get everything all prepped up and then we'll start filming again. And yeah, I'll weld it all up, show the purge process, and show you what it looks like on the inside. It's pretty satisfying when you get her all dialed in right. And this thin tubing is always bam. So we got the dump tube in there, lightly tightened. I'm gonna sneak in there with my extendo clip. There's a little pocket over here that I can tighten this up. Just hold it where I want it. Just snug her into her home. Pretty snug. That seems to be the ticket. Do recommend after heat cycling everything, you tighten it all again just because stuff likes to rattle loose. But other than that, I'll grab the camera, do a little close up to that, and you guys can see that. Start making the rest of the downpipe, unbolt this exhaust, cut that how I want, and then I'm gonna make my downpipe section into that, and we're rocking. So on to the next step. Dump tube all tucked up in there, looking primo. Lots of room to get to everything still. V-bands looking good. Yeah, I like V-bands. It's the way to do it. Nice and easy. Other than that, we're gonna unbolt this exhaust section. Go back to regular there. Bam. Unbolt this section. Trim it on the muffler neck. And then start making the downpipe into it. There. Clean this up. Move it to the bandsaw and slice it. This section off because we don't need that where we're going. Taking a direct route to where we want. perfect. Bam, so we're back under the Mustang. I'll grab the camera after, go over these. I already kind of measured out some sections that I had. So I already had a 45 ready to rock in a small little straight section because I held the straight other longer straight section that I already had kind of just chilling there, holding it up, and I knew it was going to be too long where I wanted the kicks up, and it was pretty much hitting that transmission mount. So I know I needed to space it down at least 2 fingers. So I had a small little section that I tacked to the V-band, tacked it straight to that 45. Then I held this piece up in and kind of just held it where I wanted it. So I did that, tacked this up. So that's why I have this piece all made. So I already have this tacked in, held that there. I'm still getting used to this camera thing. I just like working. So I did all that. I did take some pictures of it, and I think I got most of it, but we'll find out. Matt will let me know if I did or not. I had this small straight section laying around, and I already knew from here up to this point into this recycled section that I know I did film. I got the recycled section back up in there, pointing to where I want to go. So now we got to fill this gap, and then we have a small height difference because this is pretty much already touching this transmission cross member. This I just put a straight piece in, got a little bit of play room in there, go back in there. So in general, we got 2 like 25s that I marked out of 22.5s, whatever. Out of a 45, filmed myself cutting those up out of my little bend jig, cleaned up these pieces. So now I'm just going to hold it in there and see what we're rocking with. And it should work pretty good. Yes, I got all that play room, so I'll just kind of stove that back for now. Line this up where I want that. Line this up where I want this. Smoothed a bit. Put that back over in its home. And this just gives me a good general idea of what I'm working with, how it's gonna line up, what I want to commit first. I already know it's all gonna work in its home where I want it. So that's letting me know everything's gonna be pretty close. I just need to commit some pieces. So I am off the bat going to probably commit these 3. Small one to one of the bends to the straight one. That can all move, and then this kind of can dictate where I'm gonna sneak it into there, and I think we're gonna line up just perfect. So I'll take those pieces over to the bench, clean up this one a little bit, put all that together, and bring it back over. All right, we got those sections tacked on. Got a tube in my pocket. We're gonna sneak this in. Take home, bring it over, double check it. Then I'll bring my welder. I'll probably weld this whole front piece. Then I'll bring my welder over, tack it to this cat and to the muffler. That way I still have my final playroom adjustment. And I'll be ready to rock. To the table. Are you nuts? Are you crazy? I don't like pink fuzzy things. A little bit. So we got the tube all welded up now. We got this recycled section back up on there. Already went ahead and trimmed up a little hanger, rubber isolator bracket. They come with like a metal rod, and then I cut them out. Just a mild steel rod, since this is all 304 stainless. We want to keep it all prim and proper. So bent up a nice new stainless rod with my TMR machete bender there, and then built up a little, where did it go? Oh, it's in my pocket. Made a little swoop, little stainless swoop section to kind of connect into there. Just spread that load across the tube, just make it a little nicer. In general, I suck at filming. I already pre-tack. I already just threw everything up in there, and I threw some tacks on that, tacks on that. I'll just throw another tack on the top here just to show you kind of what tacking in the car looks like. Kind of sucks, but you make do with what you got. That's why we weld everything on the bench. It's not fun to weld in the car, that's for sure. But yeah, tack that little rod on there, throw another little tack up there. We're ready to rock. Grab my gloves because that hanger rod does get toasty. Spot to get comfy. Just throw a bunch of nice tacks on it so that when you go to bring it down, it all stays where you want it. We'll take our little rod now, toss that in its new home. Good, it looks good. Something good. So I just kind of fuse tack the corner in, line it up where I want it, make it nice and even. Put some more reassuring tacks on it. Again, I just don't want it to move when I bring it down. Bam.
Thanks for watching, guys. That's all we got for you in this one. If you guys could comment, like, and subscribe, that'd help us out huge. We really appreciate it. I'm just showing you some photos here of the finished product. I don't think Mike finished an outro. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's all we have for this one. And we'll see you in the next one.